What's up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your girl Maya, and we're back again with another video. And trust me, this one's gonna be an extra long one because we're gonna be doing our review for our next practice. Okay, so right here is the diaphragm, and the diaphragm is there to separate the upper thoracic cavity from the lower abdominal cavity. So the diaphragm is there to help the thoracic cavity to expand and compress and help overall with the general breathing of the mammal or the individual that it's inside of. Okay, so these are the lobes of the liver of our mink. So this is the right median, this is the right lateral lobe, this is the quadrant, this is the left median lobe, and this is the left lateral lobe. The function of the liver is to create bile, which digests the lipids and the fats of the body.
Alright guys, so next here we have the esophagus, which leads into the stomach. So the function of the esophagus is to channel food into the stomach. And the stomach is where chemical digestion happens. Also, with the help of gastric rugae, food is broken down in the stomach. Now we're going to go into the parts of the stomach. So here we have the greater curvature of the stomach. We also have the lesser curvature. We have the cardiac sphincter, which is, you can't really see, it's kind of hidden by the liver, which connects the stomach to the esophagus. We also have the pyloric sphincter at the end of the stomach, which connects the stomach to the first portion of the small intestine, the duodenum. Additionally, we have the pylorus, which is closer to the pyloric sphincter, and the fundus, which is up top closer to the cardiac. Next, we have the gallbladder, which stores and moves bile. So right here, I have the duodenum, which is the first section of the small intestine. The function of the duodenum is mainly chemical digestion of food and compounds. And basically this leads into the rest of the small intestine, which is divided up into the jejunum and the ileum. So the small intestine as a whole is where most of the breakdown of food occurs. And after digestion occurs, then nutrient absorption also occurs in the small intestine.
Hi guys, so this is also part of the intestine. This is the larger intestine, and the larger intestine has three different sections: the ascending colon, the transverse colon, as well as the descending colon, and this all connects up and it leads up to the rectum, which is where waste is expelled to leave the body.
So here we have the trachea, which is formed with rings of cartilage to prevent it from collapsing as the mink inhales. Okay, here we have the spleen, which filters blood and stores platelets and white blood cells.
Alright guys, so this is the area and where the pancreas should be, but it's not there. So right now I'm going to talk about the the pancreas. So the pancreas produces digestive enzymes and it delivers them to the duodenum.
Tatiana, ready to bust down and talk about the kidneys. So the kidneys maintain homeostasis, remove urea and other waste, regulate the amount of water in the blood, adjust the concentration of other substances in the blood, and send filtered blood back throughout the body.
Yeah. Knock knock. Who's there? Oh, it's Mr. Testicle just producing the sperm. So this is a testicle, and like I said, it produces the sperm. This is where the urethra should be. It's inside of this bony area, which is the penis, and it's an area where the urine travels out to exit the body. The penis's other function is to deposit semen in the female reproductive tract when they're undergoing intercourse, sexual intercourse. This is a testy, and on top of the testy is the epididymis, and basically its purpose is to store the sperm, and you can kind of see it as like the C structure around the testy. So leading into the testy, we have the spermatic cord, and basically this spermatic cord is like a connective tissue sheath that encloses nerve fibers, blood vessels, and lymphatics. Associating sensory nerves transmit impulses that result in organizing pain and nausea. Here you go. Hey y'all, so this is the spermatic cord, and the spermatic cord is basically a bundle of fibers and tissues that form a cord-like structure that run through the abdominal region down the testicles in a male, and its primary function is to preserve the blood supply to the testicles and the continuity of the ductus deferens. All right, what's up y'all? So you already know this is the cortex, which is the lighter brown area. The darker brown area in the middle is the medulla. inside of the medulla. If you go really into the center, it should be in this area, the renal pelvis. And
okay, so and right here we should have the nephron, which restores vital nutrients and water back into the blood.
Hello. Are you recording? Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Alyssa. So blood enters the kidney through the renal artery and moves into the glomerulus. This is where filtration occurs. Water and dissolved particles are pulled out of the blood, and the resulting liquid is called filtrate.
hi guys, so these are the lungs and there's different lobes composing of it. So right here we have the right cranial lobe. Right here we have the right middle lobe. And down here we have the right caudal lobe. Over here on this side, we have the left cranial lobe. And down here, we have the left caudal lobe. So you guys may be asking yourselves, why are the left lungs so small? Well, the reason why the left lungs are so small is because the heart has to have room to grow. Therefore, the lungs need to compensate for that extra room by being smaller on the left side. So as food enters through the mouth and it goes throughout the body, it is in 3 different types of per se words. So first we have bolus, which then turns into chyme, which then turns into waste. So bolus is where the food is inside of the mouth, and then chyme is where the food becomes like a more liquid substance, and that's when it's like within the stomach as well as the small intestine. And waste is when it's inside of the large intestine and it leaves the body.
Okay, so here we have the heart, and covering the heart is the pericardium.
Yay. Hey guys, here again. So the serosa is a thin double-layered membrane that covers the walls of the ventral body cavity and outer surfaces of the organs.
So this is where the parietal serosa would be, and then the visceral serosa would be lining the organs of the digestive system.
Hey guys, so this area is where the greater omentum will be. It's kind of like this substance, and basically it covers all of the organs of the abdominal cavity. And the lesser omentum also is in between the lesser curvature of the stomach as well as the liver.
Hey guys, it's Felicia. So I'm going to talk about the salivary glands. So there's 3 salivary glands. We have the mandibular gland, the submandibular gland, and the parotid gland. And so saliva is a mixture mostly of water, enzymes, and some electrolytes.
Okay, so deoxygenated blood will flow from the body into the right atrium, through the tricuspid valve, and into the right ventricle. From here, the deoxygenated blood will be pumped to the lungs through the pulmonary arteries, and the blood will be oxygenated. Once it's oxygenated, it'll flow through the pulmonary veins into the left atrium, through the mitral valve into the left ventricle, which will then pump the oxygenated blood to the entire body.
So here we have, I can't even see. Here we have the bladder, and we have the kidney. So we also have the ureter, which transports urine from the kidney into the urinary bladder. Okay, so as the kidney filters blood, some of the components of the blood are balanced, and they can either be balanced by being completely reabsorbed or selectively reabsorbed. So if they're completely reabsorbed, these components are all kept in the blood, and if they're selectively reabsorbed, then only some of the components are kept in the blood. So water and salt are selectively reabsorbed, while amino acids and glucose are completely reabsorbed. Okay, so peristalsis is smooth muscle in this area that allows for muscle contractions to move waste through the anus and out the body.